everybody, and welcome to the Cucco Attack podcast. It has been a very long time. We've put up some videos on YouTube, and
It's been a while since we did a normal episode.
yeah, we've done some reacts. We did some betting special stuff. But this right here is, I don't even remember what episode this is. This would be any idea?
I want to say like 23, 24.
Sounds right. Should we jump into it?
Well, what are we going to start with? Games we've been playing, E3 coverage, or the multitude of new systems that have been announced in the past 2 weeks?
Games we have been playing, so we
All
don't move away from our structure here. So, go ahead, break it down.
Well, the only game I think that we've both been playing, which Chad doesn't seem inclined to even keep at this point, but we both picked up Mario Golf Super Rush that came out in June. We haven't even got a chance to play it together yet, and he's already ready to sell it.
I invited you. I invited you to a game.
I didn't see the notification because Nintendo's system is dumb.
Exactly, and that's why I should sell it. So, you were online playing the game, I invited you to come play it, and you didn't even get the notification. What's the point?
What's the point?
It's so ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to show you the reason why I don't want to play it anymore. Boom! Everybody's Golf is so much better. I cannot say that enough. It sucks. I wanted to like Mario Golf so much, but it's just not fun. It's
the appeal is definitely not in the single player of Mario Golf, which is why I'm really curious to try the multiplayer. But yeah, it does not quite have the legs of fun solo play.
Like Everybody's Golf, I can sit there and just play round after round after round, and obviously after a while I get bored. But like Mario Golf, I'll do like a quick 3-hole match, and I'm like, by the second hole, I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to play this anymore. I just don't enjoy it. I don't know what it is. I think it's because it has to like count down every single time you hit the ball, and if you're playing with computer, you have to watch them finish. It's just like, come on.
If you want to just like upgrade your characters in the game, like level up to get the new clubs for each character, you can play just by yourself, no computers, and go through holes really quickly.
Well, that's what I started doing. I did that a few times too, and I just didn't have fun. I still just didn't enjoy it. I don't know what it is. Like, it wasn't like I sucked or anything. I was still playing like fine. I was getting birdies and pars on pretty much every hole. So It's just kind of like, I'm done. Like, I don't know.
I wasn't quite a fan of like the auto hooking mechanic. I don't know, like the harder you hit it, it just like randomly will decide to hook, not based on your button press at all.
I didn't really get that. I didn't understand how that functions, because I thought
I think it just has a chance if you hit it at max power to happen. So I guess you want to strategically plan not to hit it at max power. Like,
that's
get
dumb.
it to that point.
That's dumb. Why give you the option then? But and then like, I don't know, I didn't like the super power up stuff's kind of whack, and I don't know. And even like the speed golf, I didn't think it was that fun. Like, it was just kind of more of a hassle than anything. It was like, let me just.
That's what I'm most curious to try. I want to try speed golf with friends. Like, because I feel like that is the unique factor of the game. And,
maybe. I mean, it was definitely fun. Like, I could see the. We had that mode in Everybody's Golf that we played that they added to this, where you like have to win the amount of holes. That was actually really fun. That was a lot of fun in Everybody's Golf, and like, because you have like a cart and you're like running over each other and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's fun. But at the same time, like, we know 2 of us that have Mario Golf. We don't know, and we have like 6 people we could play Everybody's Golf with right now. So.
I'm almost more tempted to like sell Mario Golf and then just buy a $5 Chocobo in Everybody's Golf.
That was the ongoing joke for like the longest time. Buying that Chocobo card.
Chocobo, man.
It That's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, what Everybody's Golf came out when? Let me look at this real quick. Is it copyrighted on here?
A while ago.
Yeah, it was obviously it was 2017.
And you know what else I'm been tempted to pick up? Well, I haven't done it yet. I keep seeing Everybody's Golf for sale in the VR mode for like $10. It's been tempting.
Oh yeah, I would love to try it. They apparently Clap Hands is the company that makes these games, and they apparently have a game. I actually just heard this on another podcast a couple weeks ago. They have a game on Apple Arcade, like an Everybody's Golf mobile game, and I'm kind of tempted to check it out, but I just don't want to subscribe to that. So, but anyway, that's it. That's the golf game.
Golf.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trying to do this quick, and we already spent 10 minutes on golf. What else?
So we all played. Oh, we both played. We played Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations a little bit more.
A little bit.
We're on
more progress.
We're on like the third case now, I think.
I think so.
Of that. So we need to get back to it. I've been super busy and just tired and have not been around for us to be playing games. And I haven't really played any games except for Link to the Past. I did my yearly playthrough 100% again, which I will always do until the end of time. So, and the end of my time, I guess. But played that in bed, like over 2 or 3 nights, I think is all it took for me to run through that game. Short game. I remember
you playing 3 nights. Yeah.
Especially if you know where to go, it's not that bad. But I just love that game. I don't care. Like, and there's still stuff where there's so much in that game where I'm like, I usually get lost on the heart pieces. Like, there'll be like one that I forgot to get, and I'm like, which one was it? And
you're doing like a 100% playthrough?
Yeah, every year.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Every year.
I thought you were just like playing it.
No. 100% playthrough every year. So.
Okay, that's impressive.
Yeah, I do that every single year. It's fun. I just love running through, getting all the items, all the upgrades, all the power-ups, all the half magic, all the crap, all the heart containers. Yeah, it's fun. I guess it's not technically 100 because I don't power up my bombs and my arrows all the way. So, but I just don't want to sit there.
That's more of a grinding.
I don't want to grind rupees just to do that. That's like whack. But I do everything else in the game that I can. So, but that's it. That's really all I've played. I tried to play. I did start God of War.
Oh, that's right. I did not write that down.
Yeah, I started God of War from PS4.
And I think you are getting more impressed as you play.
It was fun. Yeah. I definitely enjoyed it. I haven't played it since before E3, so I've just been busy. Haven't been wanting to sit in front of
not a criticism of the game.
No, yeah, it's definitely. I definitely enjoyed it more than Horizon when I first played Horizon. So. Definitely in for that, and it was free. Came with my PS Plus subscription, so time to get back into that eventually. So that's it.
All right,
that's it for me.
Nice. All right, let me try to. I got a little bit of a longer list, but I'll try to go through it quickly. I do have to talk about this game. It is absolutely necessary, even though it's been over 4 months since I beat this game. I have not had a chance to talk about it. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now that I finally played through the rest of the game, beat it, it's amazing. That game is so good, and I'm so upset that no one else has beat it yet so I can talk about it, because it is... It's okay.
I played it to like chapter 3, which is like... I was kind of impressed I did that much so far.
It is a long game. It's like a full... Like, for being a part 1 game and only of the Midgar section, it is actually a very meaty, full experience. Like, I felt very satisfied for part 1, and I love the direction that they're going in. It has me so excited for part 2. I don't want to try to spoil too much of it, but it is a remake in both sense of the word. So... Like, it's definitely retelling the story of Final Fantasy VII, but there's definitely a layer of meta that is so good once you like discover and start unwrapping it. It's just, oh, I love it. And that's what I want to discuss, but I can't yet. I will wait until somebody I can discuss it with. But
sorry.
It's okay. I love that game so much now, and the characters. I've just like fallen in love with the whole universe of it, and I just can't wait for more. That was my fear when I played it. I was like, the wait for part 2 is going to be so long now, and it's true now. It hurts, but I love it.
Yeah, I was really hoping for some part 2 news, and then they did the whole intra-grade remake for PS5, and it was like, boo.
Yeah, which if I could have got it for cheap, I would have, but unfortunately, I looked at it, and based off the free version I got from the PlayStation Plus, I'd have to buy the whole game, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, they said that the PS Plus version wouldn't be upgradable. So, but
it's okay though, because I will buy the inevitable Part 1 and 2 bundle because they deserve it. So
that's funny.
But moving on, we also never got a chance to talk about new Pokemon Snap since it released, which I did pick up, and I think it very much lived up to the expectations of what we all dreamed a Pokemon Snap sequel would be, with just more areas, more Pokemon, and just that game looks beautiful. It is very, very pretty. Like, it's not like PS5 beautiful, but it's very, very pretty for a Pokemon game. It looks more impressive than any Pokemon game that's been released, even Sword and Shield.
It's pretty cool. I watched you play it. I thought I was gonna get it and get into it, but I don't know. I watched you play a little bit, and it was like, it's cool, it's chill, but I don't think it would have been for me, so I didn't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. Maybe if I find it on sale or something.
If it's on sale, I'd say it's worth it.
I think Vivi would be into it.
Yeah.
Because she likes, Pokemon Go and stuff, and it's very kind of chill like that.
I will say it has very different vibes than what was the N64 version for those who have played that. The N64 version felt very kind of like arcade-like, kind of like solving very simple puzzles and just like snapping as many pictures as you can, and this just feels so much more chill and relaxed. It's like very just like going on a nature cruise and taking some pictures. It's like you don't really pressed to like high scores or anything like that, or like solve puzzles. They do have these weird sections that are like boss battles, which is just like big Pokemon that you have to take a picture of, but they're not really overly complicated. So, but yeah, it was a very cool game, and I just can't believe we finally got a Pokemon Snap sequel after what is it,
20
over
years, something like that, wasn't it?
Long time.
Yeah.
At least like 15 years, I think.
15 years, yeah. I think it was 96 or something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
98, something.
And then the last few games I'll talk about, most of them are indie games. I picked up a few of them that were on sale, one of them being Part-Time UFO, which was a kind of cool little co-op game that you can play. You can play it solo too, but you're like control these little UFOs and you're like grabbing things and trying to balance them and like little puzzles levels and stuff, and it was very quirky and cute and a lot of fun. I've only played it a little bit with my brother, but from what I played, it's looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun to play the whole game together. So
cool.
Cool.
We played a lot of Baba too over the last few months.
We have. I guess we could have mentioned that too.
Yeah, that's like one thing that I know that we played like one or two puzzles of Baba Is You again.
And we did make a good deal of progress in that, although I've finally hit the point where I think the remaining puzzles are just aggravating. I think we've
exhausted
reached our limit again. Yeah, or else maybe we just need another break. I don't know, but it was starting to get frustrating again, so I stopped.
Understood. I just thought I'd mention that real quick.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And then I picked up this other indie game called The Last Campfire, It's made by Hello Games. I think that's the same people who did No Man's Sky, if I'm correct. But this was nothing like that game. This is like a little, it kind of looked like a little version of Journey with a little like hooded person, but you're kind of just like walking around this kind of fantasy world, solving little kind of block puzzles and stuff. So it was cool, just a cool little puzzle game. Very cute and simple. It lasted a bit longer than I thought it would. I think I ended up playing it for like 8 or 10 hours. So a little kind of short adventure. But it was pretty cool. And then I also played this game. I played on a PlayStation. I had forgotten I downloaded this a long time ago and finally went into it. Song of the Deep. It's made actually by Insomniac Games, the people who do like what isn't that Ratchet and Clank and stuff? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
But this was a 2D Metroidvania, just in a submarine under the ocean. So you're kind of like navigating this entire ocean of coral reefs and deep sea trenches and stuff, and you get all these cool power-ups for your submarine, like sonar blast and kind of like propeller boost and stuff like that. So it's very, very much a Metroidvania game, just with like an ocean plot and theme. And that was a lot of fun.
They did Spider-Man, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah. I knew they've done a lot more games. Just Ratchet and Clank was the
I knew
most recent one
Insomniac.
that came to mind.
I knew the name, and I was like, well, I know they've done a bunch of stuff. Why can't I think of?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a surprisingly fun little Metroidvania game. It got a bit frustrating at times because of the physics. Like sometimes you had to like drag these mines around that would float, and it just was kind of aggravating. But overall, it was a really cool game. It was gorgeous too. So,
Oh, another game. Sorry, you keep saying things. It's reminding me of other games that we played. We played The Witness.
Oh, that's right. You did play a little bit of The Witness.
I don't think we've mentioned that since we haven't recorded in a while. So yeah, we ran through The Witness. I don't know. Played a couple hours of it. It was fun. Yeah,
I think you ended up doing like maybe 3 or 4 areas in the game.
Something like that. I got a couple of the lasers going to the mountain, and then discovered that those little tire things break up, and now I gotta find things everywhere. So,
and eventually I broke down. I wanted to just show you something cool in the game. I was like, look at all the things you can trace on the island, everywhere.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
And I remember why you stopped playing now. That was when you were having those random power outages, and it just happened in the middle of playing. You're like, I'm done.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So it's been good. It's been good for a while. Knock on wood.
All right.
So,
and the last game I'll talk about real quick. I just got back from the beach like a week ago, and was happily surprised to see a game I forgot I'd ordered. No More Heroes physical copies, because I've always wanted to try these games. But
that's 1 and 2, right?
The 2 cases in the other room.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, I got 2 different cases. This is 1 right here.
Okay.
So, but I did get physical copies of both.
How much was it for both?
I think there were 30 each.
30
which,
okay. Not bad.
Which is fine.
$60 for 2 games.
Yeah.
I played a bit of the first one on Wii. It's fun, kind of hack slash arcadey feel.
It's very kind of simple arcadey game. Like it's not that complex or deep, at least what I've found so far. But I am enjoying the really just offbeat, quirky sense of humor.
Travis touchdown.
I think I fell in love with the game when you're just in your apartment and there's all these like random things that you can do, but you also have this cat in your apartment that you can see walking around doing different things each time you go in. And one time I went in the apartment, I just saw the cat. He had like a fish chew toy that was like stuck to the ceiling fan, and you could just see the cat spinning around on the ceiling fan. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I just lost it. I'm like, okay, this game is great.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I never played a lot of it.
You can only like see the cat from part of the door frame, so you just see like wow coming like
just coming
on screen
around
just
as it
every
goes.
time like through the doorway, like there goes.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's absurd, but I'm enjoying it so far.
Cool.
So I might keep it in my collection. We'll see. That was part of the reason I picked it up physical. If I didn't like it, I could sell it back. So
yeah, well, with it being limited run, you can probably make more money off of it. since it's a limited run release, but you'll see.
We'll see. So that covers our playlist. That only took us like
20 minutes. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. We're good.
Okay.
Not too bad. Because I think we run through the rest pretty quick. So.
All right. So next on here, we have a few bits of pre-E3 stuff that I thought were significant enough that we might want to touch on. A couple of anniversaries that were celebrated, being Dragon Quest and Sonic. And so the Dragon Quest anniversary was so weird. I don't know if you caught any of it.
I didn't even know about it because I've never played Dragon Quest. Dude, I can stop yawning. Sorry.
No, you're cool.
I look like a fool.
Yeah, I felt so bad for the translator because they were doing this live and there were like multiple people talking in Japanese and one translator trying to like translate both people's conversations at the same time, and just if you watch it at some point, it's actually just really amusing to watch.
That does sound familiar, actually. I think I saw somebody posting about that.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, though.
If you want to laugh, you should watch it. Not that they did an admirable job. They deserve all the respect for it as well as they did.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the key takeaways to that anniversary direct thing they did were 2 Dragon Quest games. One being a remake of Dragon Quest 3. It's an HD 2D remake. It's kind of like Octopath Traveler style. Mm-hmm. And it looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
if you look at that trailer for that, it just looks so good. It kind of makes me want to play it. And then they also announced the next Dragon Quest game in the series, Dragon Quest 12, which all they showed was like a fiery logo. It's called the Flames of Fate, and it looks very dark in tone and like more mature. So I have no idea what they're going to do with that, but that was a fun way to announce and establish the tone right away. And then for Sonic's anniversary, they announced all kinds of random crazy stuff like crossovers in other games and bling jewelry and stuff. But in terms of like,
I was just saying the big takeaway that I got from that was some of the games you were going to mention, but I didn't see any of it. But they did the orchestra event
concert. That was actually really cool. If you caught that live, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I heard
that was dope.
I heard it was done really, really well. So I think the most exciting thing for me out of that was it sounds like they're actually going to do they're going to release the Sonic collection, which has already been done multiple times, but it's actually going to include Sonic 3.
Yep.
Which is like it's only Sonic 3's. I feel like it's been re-released before, but like only on a few collections. Like you don't see it on all the Sega collections, and it's really weird.
Yeah, it's like really weirdly omitted quite often.
Yeah, and what I've read about that is that it has to do with Michael Jackson did the music. So, and it's kind of like uncredited music, but at the same time, his estate has the rights to that music, and that's what I've read and heard about.
I heard it kind of similar.
There's plenty of information online about all of that I don't want to get into because I will just butcher it all. But that's the gist of it from what I remember. So it's pretty cool to see that. I don't know if they're just gonna like omit that music or not, which they shouldn't because it's so good. It's so good. I love Sonic. Sonic games are fun. Like they're fun. They're fast. They're not as good as Mario in my opinion, but they always take me back because as a kid I loved playing those games, and the Robotnik fights are always fun.
I have new respect for Sonic after seeing that live orchestra performance. I'm like, you know what? You're pretty cool, Sonic.
Yeah, it's
you
fun.
Deserve it.
I grew up playing both, Mario and Sonic. I had Genesis and Super NES, so yeah, loved Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles. Had Sonic Jam on the Sega Saturn. And then, of course, Sonic Adventure was the last one I actually played through. I never played Sonic Adventure 2. Like, I think I played it, but I never, like, beat it. But I definitely beat Sonic Adventure on Dreamcast.
You just reminded me. The coolest part of that concert was the little intermission they did was just the little child garden. And they played that for, like, 5 minutes. And you could see the little... Or... Is Chow's or Chaos or what are those little?
The Chaos
things?
Emeralds. The Emeralds.
Chow Garden. I think it's called Chow Garden. Yeah, Chow Garden.
Oh.
CHAO.
Okay.
Yeah. There are these little blue things,
the little
balls on their head.
Okay.
That you raised in Sonic Adventure 2, and you just kind of like watch them walk around and like play with each other. Or you just did random stuff. It's so random, but I love them, and. That was like their entire intermission was just them like live playing an orchestra to that music as they like walked around.
That also reminds me, because I just mentioned Sonic Adventure and Dreamcast, I played a lot of Crazy Taxi.
Yeah, that's right.
I started to run through some Crazy Taxi 2 for a while. It was really fun. Yeah. Dreamcast emulation is like really good now, especially on a Raspberry Pi 4. So do it. It's fun.
So many tangents. Where were we?
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
So that Sonic collection that Chad was talking about, that's called Sonic Origins. So that's the one.
And then Sonic Colors is getting a remaster. So people seem to be excited about that.
That was the big rumored game, and it's true.
I never played that one, so I don't know.
Yeah, I heard the 3DS version was better, surprisingly. I think they're doing the Wii version though.
Yeah, it's the Wii version. I played I think the last so I played Sonic Mania and I really liked it. But I think the newest Sonic game I played before that was probably it was the Sonic game on the Wii where you just like run downhill like as fast as you can. And I was like, yeah, this isn't fun. But I never played Colors. But I'm interested to see about the new 3D Sonic game, to see what they're going to do with that.
That was the last announcement, which didn't really show anything other than him running through the woods and like making some weird logo that we couldn't quite read, and that was it.
Maybe they'll tie it in with the movie or something.
Maybe,
because the sequel for that should be coming out eventually, right? Like I don't know what.
I'm pretty sure it's being filmed.
That was the last movie I saw before movie theaters shut down. So. And
the interesting rumors, although I don't know if they have any credence to this, but people saying that this new Sonic game is going to be like the Breath of the Wild of Sonic, just open world Sonic game.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Sounds crazy if it's true. That actually sounds kind of cool to me.
Because you can just like run from one edge of the island to the next instantly.
Being able to actually run and not like constantly stop because the screen cannot contain like where you're going left or right, that sounds amazing to me.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
So
it'll be interesting at least to see how they pull it off. But
yeah, if that's true, that sounds really intriguing.
Yeah.
But those were the like anniversaries, the pre E3, and then there were bunch of other like smaller showcases and Summer Games Fest and indie showcases. I tried to narrow down just a few of the more interesting games because otherwise we'd talk all night. Probably the biggest one that everyone's talking about, not that I have much investment in this, but of course we have to mention Elden Ring is finally true. It is a game that exists and has a release date. What was it, January next year?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. probably one of the most contested games for our next year's fantasy league. But...
Cyberpunk.
Not because I particularly care about it, but I know lots of people will, and it will probably review well. So, because everybody loves those Dark Soul games, just does not do it for me.
Yep.
Even if you have JJ R. Martin, whatever his long name is.
That's funny.
So, yeah, not much more to say about that unless you have anything. I don't know.
No.
All right, moving on. And this will probably be mostly me because I love my weird little indie games. But I'll try to spend maybe just a minute on each so I have enough time to put in some video footage of each. One game that I thought was really cool is this game called Silt. Basically, imagine a Limbo or Inside, but underwater, and then throw in the capture mechanic from Mario Odyssey, and you have Silt.
I'm in. That sounds cool.
Doesn't that sound amazing? Just those keywords right there? Yes. Like, the trailer starts off with this scuba diver, and he's like chained up to this like rock underwater, and then all of a sudden his soul leaves his body and goes to this piranha, and then you could start controlling the piranha, and he nibbles off the chain for you, and then you put your soul back in the diver and start swimming away.
Huh.
And then there's all this other like creepy underwater stuff as you're like swimming around this ocean. It just looks so cool. I'm in. I can't wait for that.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, so definitely check out Silt. Another game which has been in development for a long time, but it's nice to see that it's progressing still, and I think it actually has a release date now. This is Sable, and it's coming out, I think, in September, maybe August. I think it was September. It's coming out soon. There was actually a demo for this game on Steam. I'm not sure if it's still there or if it was limited time, but if it's still there, check it out. It's pretty cool. So Sable is this kind of free exploration kind of adventure game. You're like this desert wanderer, and you got the speed bike, and you're kind of just like gliding around on this journey and stuff. Just looks very, very cool, super chill. I did try the demo, and it was very fun. I just love the art style of this one. It almost kind of has like a stop motion-y effect to it because the frame rate is very low, I think purposefully. So the characters' animations, like, it's very cool. It's kind of like almost like flip bookish, the way it looks like they move, which I thought was cool. Another trailer that jumped out to me was... Oh, no, I jumped over. Hold on. 12 Minutes. That was a game we've known about for a while as well, and also got a release date. I think is coming out in August, if I remember correctly, somewhere
something
around
like that.
then.
I picked it up for our Fantasy Critics League.
You did.
So.
Even though they announced a whole bunch of voice actors for it, which is usually a red flag for Chad. It's got Willem Dafoe and all these other people, but...
Yeah.
I do think that game looks super promising, super like original and artsy. It reminds me a lot of, which I think they said inspired them, of movies like why am I drawing a blank? That flashback movie, Memento. Yeah, I love
Flashback?
that movie. No. I bet you there's a movie called Flashback.
There is.
I was thinking of Memento.
That's fine.
But yeah, it looks cool. I'm glad to see that finally has a release date now too. The next game which I saw on this list was a really cool trailer. It's a very short trailer, but it looked really cool. It's called Planet of Lana. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But this was kind of a like 2D puzzle platformer. It kind of looked like Inside, but more colorful.
Yeah.
It was the game that basically the whole game is watercolored, the art style, which is really cool. It's also got like these weird little blob monsters, which I'm all about weird blobby monsters. That's like my vibe. and then you see these like spaceships crashing down and just the weirdness of the sci-fi kind of plot. I'm like, I'm intrigued. I want to know more. I want to play it.
Yeah, it looks interesting for sure. That was one of the games that as soon as I saw it, I was like, Patrick likes that.
Yeah.
And
that knows my taste now.
For sure. But yeah, that one looks cool.
Yeah. So this next game, Signalis. I'm drawing a blank. Let me Google it real quick. I made this list so long ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. This is just for everyone. Yeah, we haven't recorded in forever. This was all supposed to be done.
Yeah, okay. I remember this game now.
We're supposed to actually have a post E3 show, and now we're like what?
And then we didn't.
We're like a month. We're like a month after E3, where nobody listening cares about E3 anymore.
Why are these guys still talking about E3?
But we got opinions, and you're gonna hear them.
To be fair, this E3 was pretty low-key, pretty slow.
For sure.
But there's still so many game announcements. I want to mention these games that you might have missed because they are worth checking.
Not as slow as Cucco Attack's production and recording.
It's true.
It is. It's very true.
Signalis. This was a cool-looking kind of like horror-ish game, but it was like a top-down perspective, kind of like sort of cyberpunky, Dead Spacey. It looked really cool. Like you picked up these items and it like rotated in this camera view, and it just had all very like interesting kind of like cinematic decisions of how it framed its shots. It looked really interesting. I'm not really sure how to describe it, so just check out that trailer if you missed that one. Next, Kena Bridge of Spirits got a bit more of an update. That game's coming out in August. I think we knew that, or maybe we just knew it was coming out this year, but now it's definitely coming out in August. Still looks gorgeous. Can't wait, especially since that's one of the few games that's going to use a lot of PS5 DualSense functions, so I'm very looking forward to that, just as a new PS5 game. It's also coming out on PS4, but I need some more DualSense utilization. I need Astrobot, but they're not making it, so this will do.
All right. Oh man, I need to get a PSVR headset so I can play that now. I own the game.
Really do.
I own the game now because they gave it away in the of the PS Plus membership or whatever. But I don't have a headset.
I think it was they gave it away for that stay-at-home initiative.
Yeah,
was that it?
Yeah. I wish I could like plug my Oculus into my PS5. I have controllers and everything. It's right here. I actually played Beat Saber too the other day for the first time.
And I wish I could just take your Rift controllers and use them for PlayStation, but none of us are happy.
Take this and play Half-Life Alyx. It's so good.
That'd be cool.
Tangents.
Where was I? Just 3 more quick indie games.
The next one's cool. The next one I thought was really cool.
I did show you this one, yeah. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Vocabulantis.
Yeah, something like that.
Very European name. It's all being made in stop motion.
It's really cool.
Like, for real stop motion. Like, these people are building out these sets and these characters, and it really went into detail of how they, like, are filming it and integrated into the game. It was really cool. Like, they posed the walk animations for the characters, but they do it in all different lighting conditions so that when they load it into the game, it can load the actual stop motion with the appropriate lighting as you're walking your character around the environment. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really neat looking. And it's a puzzle platformer thing.
It's kind of like really cool. Point and click almost kind of puzzler game, but you're like actually walking around. So, and
it has a co-op mode too. I think that's supposed to have.
Does it?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to have a co-op mode, so you can.
It does make sense. It has 2 characters.
Yeah, you have 2 characters, and you can probably control. It's probably like a Portal thing, like a 2D Portal. Well, 2D, yeah, 2D in the sense of like
So that's definitely a game to keep an eye on. Unfortunately, I think it's going to take a long time to make because it sounds like they're very early in development.
That's like Cuphead, where like stuff's hand drawn, and this is this is gonna probably take even longer than like that.
But this is totally a passion project. I'm all on board for it.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, so check out Vocobulantis. The next game I want to mention. We've kind of known about this game before, but I just want to mention because every time I see it, it looks awesome and it looks like a really fun co-op game. It's called Kiwi. You play these like two little kind of like dodo birds at a post office, and they're just like working together to send mail and like hop on little typewriter keyboards as like blizzards and weird kind of stuff blow through the office. And
I do not remember hearing of this.
Check a trailer for this game. It looks like a lot of fun and a really cool co-op game. I want to play this with somebody when it comes out.
Yeah, is it out?
I think it will come out this summer, so August. Yeah.
August 31st is what I'm seeing here on this image here. So that's cool.
Yeah. So check it out. I can't wait to play this with somebody. I think it looks fun. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. And the last game, which got a Shadow Drop announcement, is called Minute of Islands. I feel like I vaguely remembered hearing about this game a long time ago, but it totally slipped my mind. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, I want it. I have not picked it up yet, even though it came out, but it's on my radar. I wish listed on the Switch. If it goes on sale, I'll definitely pick it up like insta-buy. Minute of Islands, basically the art style is like Adventure Time, the cartoon show.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's exactly what it looks like.
Which is everything I could want. So yeah, I just want to play in the world of Adventure Time with like an original story and game. So that looks awesome. Nothing more to say to that other than Adventure Time art style. Looks great.
Cool.
Which finally brings us to actual E3. But should we take a quick break and then start talking about it?
Let's do it.
All right,
we'll be right back. From break.
At Chad's request, we're not going to cover too much time about this E3 stuff because you've already seen it, and
it's old.
Chad's very eager to talk about hardware.
Yeah, hardware.
But we will at least do our due diligence and say that we touched E3. So, real quick, Ubisoft, not much interesting other than they announced a new Mario and Rabbids game, Spark of Hope. It did not fulfill our E3 bets, which made me sad, but at least Rabbids Rosalina made me laugh.
Yeah.
So
people are excited. Everyone liked the first game, so I never played it. I've had people tell me I should play it, but it doesn't look like it's something I'd be interested in. So on to Devolver.
All right, Devolver. Devolver was actually a cool press conference. I thought they were one of the better ones.
So the only thing,
quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
I was just gonna say the only thing I remember, that's Demon Throttle's the game that's like the NES game that they're doing a limited physical only release, right?
Yes, that's the physical only. There's a 4-month pre-order window, so if you want it, you can definitely get it. It's just kind of
if you don't know of it, if like you missed out on the announcement, you're not going to be able to get it.
Which is why we're telling you right now. Check it out if you're interested. You got 4 months to buy it. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. Just like Mario died in March. But
yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of a weird feels somewhat scummy practice because
I think
it's definitely gonna be like overpriced game for what it looks like, but it does look fun, and you could probably resell it if you don't want to keep it.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with it, if it ends up being like pretty limited, which I'm sure people are buying them up.
It's really weird though. Limited, like physical only. They're not gonna sell it at all digital. It's just so bizarre.
And isn't their company name Devolver Digital? And they're not going to sell.
Yeah,
that's
the weird thing is Devolver like always just does the weirdest stuff, or like trying to push the boundaries of like what to expect. So, but real quick, just to touch on their other games, Trek to Yomi looks cool. Looks like a 2D version of Ghost of Tsushima. So just like a really stylistic side-scrolling samurai game. Sounds good. Then I think the coolest game of their direct was this game called Inscription. It was actually one of the coolest games I thought of E3, aside Metroid, which we'll talk about. But Inscription, it looked like a tabletop kind of card game that you're playing in this like creepy cabin in the woods with this like shadowy face that you can't see across the table from you, and then like all this weird stuff is happening. The cards start talking to you, and then all of a sudden you like get up from the table and start solving like puzzles around the room, like it's a puzzle game all of a sudden. And then the creepy guy at the table is like, "Get back and sit down at this table, and we will finish this game." And then like it just turns into like a horror puzzle card game. I'm like, I have no idea what this is, but I'm intrigued. It's just like so many weird genres blended together so scarily. So that's called Inscription. And then they also showed Death's Door, which we kind of knew about. That's coming out July 20th, very soon actually. I have that on my fantasy league, and so I'm looking forward to it. Looks good. I think it's going to score well.
Which one is that?
Death's Door.
Death's Door, okay.
You play as this little bird in kind of like a top-down, somewhat isometric view. But the gameplay looks really tight and fast-paced. You're like hook-shotting everywhere and slicing enemies up. They said it had very much like Zelda inspirations, which looks... I mean, who doesn't love Zelda? So yes, please be inspired by Zelda.
That sounds familiar. I remember that now.
Yeah. So that game should be cool. Looks better each time they showed it, and it's coming out soon. And last but not least, Phantom Abyss I thought was kind of cool, so I just wanted to mention it. It's like a first-person kind of Fall Guys, but you're like Indiana Jones going through a cursed temple. And each temple that you go through, you can see the ghost of other players who went through the temple but failed. And if you die, you can never go through that temple again. Each temple is procedurally generated, so you only get one chance to go through it. And then if you die, you become a ghost for every other player who tries that temple. So it was an interesting concept. I just wanted to mention that one.
That's cool. Never heard of that. I didn't pay attention to like any of that stuff. So for Devolver's thing, I just remember hearing about the Demon Thrall thing because of collectioning and retro.
Yeah, that was one of the more bizarre announcements. So next, moving on to Xbox and I guess Bethesda, because they are combined now. They started off the show with Starfield, Bethesda's new...
A game 30 years in the making. Or 25 years, or whatever they said it was.
Some ridiculously long time in the making, and all they showed was like a cinematic trailer of like an astronaut walking into a spaceship. I'm like, really? I feel like this was an idea you had 25 years ago, and you just made a trailer for it.
Yeah.
How is this 25 years in the making? Show us something, please. And I gave that game a release date, too. It's coming out next year. What was it, like... 2022. 22, yeah. I'm like, how can you give us that specific a date and not show us anything? That's, whatever. It just aggravates me, sorry. And they showed a lot of games here. We're just touching the ones that we care about. Chad cares about. Back 4 Blood.
Back 4 Blood. #1 pick in the fantasy league. For the worst team in the league. I
gotta say,
it looked good. It looked fun.
The more they show of it, the more I am continually impressed.
It looked fun. I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. Especially with friends. I'll definitely be picking that up when it comes out.
I like how they seem to be handling the PvP mode too. Even though I'll probably play it more for the co-op, but the PvP, they're actually doing, you like play until you die as like the hordes keep getting bigger and bigger, which I think is cooler than like going through the same missions that you do in the campaign. Like it makes it unique.
Yeah. That's cool. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm excited for that. The Xbox, they announced like 30 games, and they're like all coming to Game Pass day one, which is pretty awesome.
That is the biggest takeaway of their entire conference. Yeah. It's just Game Pass is ridiculous.
Yeah, Game Pass is like it's the best deal in gaming. Like it really is. Game Pass is like a big reason why I didn't buy an Xbox, because my PC can get so many of these games too. So not all of them though, but a lot of them. So
it has definitely garnered my attention enough that I should start really seriously checking what games I'm putting on my Switch wish list, because I could probably just get them for Game Pass for a month and play them.
Yeah.
So I need to pay more attention.
Yeah. They showed Halo Infinite again, and I thought it looked cool. It looked a lot better than before.
Definitely looks better. It looks cleaner and more polished.
Yeah, I'm definitely down. Like, I don't know, Halo's like, I still need to play some of the other Halos. I think the last one I actually played all the way through was 3. But yeah, I'll definitely check this out when it comes out.
Most everyone typically plays for the multiplayer. I don't know. I guess there are a few campaign.
It was fun. Like there, multiplayer is fun, but I had more fun playing co-op campaign.
Yeah,
that was so much fun. Like me and my buddy, that's how we did 3. We did it on Legendary and just ran through it. It was awesome. It was hard, but it was fun though. Just like the two of us, like he'd get home from work, I'd get home from school, and we just sit there and play. Like, yeah, it was fun. We beat it after like a week or 2. But looking forward to playing
They did
that.
mention that the multiplayer is free to play.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Deal, which makes me wonder what the catch is, because they said it's not like pay to win or anything. But I'm like, well, there's got to be money somewhere. What is this?
Yeah, sure. For sure.
So, yeah.
Hell. They announced a new snowboarding game called Shredders, which I thought was cool.
That's what Shredders is. I was like trying to remember, what is Shredders? It's
yeah, like, Shredders snowboarding game. It looks pretty cool. I mean, just if you like those extreme sports games, I don't think we've really had a good snowboarding game in a long time. So this one looked promising, I guess. I think the last one I think it was Amped was the big one that was out on Xbox, like the original Xbox.
That sounds familiar. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I had that. And then other than that, like SSX on PS2 were like huge. Those are the ones I played. And, haven't really played a snowboarding game since, but it looked cool. It looked really good. It looked very realistic. Graphics look great. So we'll see.
Another game for Game Pass to think about.
Yeah, for sure. So
this next game I had to Google real quick to remind myself what it was. Replaced. It was that kind of 2D cyberpunky looking game that was all like pixely and stuff, and had like depth of field and stuff. It looks cool, but it also looked very similar to like another 2D cyberpunk game they showed at the last Xbox conference, which never came out yet. So it seems they always have some kind of 2D cyberpunk game to show, which I would like to see one of them actually release, but still looks cool. And then Somerville is from the makers of... Well, one of the makers of Inside. You remember that whole split between Playdead? Like one of the developers left, and because they had creative differences. So one is making. You hear that? Yeah, that was kind of a interesting story. So Playdead is still working on their next game, but the creator that left is making this game, I believe, Somerville, which you can definitely see the influences and the style and like gameplay kind of mechanics. It looks interesting, so I'm definitely keeping my eye on that. So check out the trailer for that if you missed it and the whirlwind of game trailers that was the Xbox conference. They announced a new Outer Worlds game. I don't have much to say about it other than I know some people were probably excited for it. But yeah, Outer Worlds is those like kind of like Fallout style games just set in space. So it has a very quirky sense of humor. So
yeah.
My brother said he saw that trailer and thought it looked cool. So it looks like it worked, whatever trailer they made.
That's cool. Yeah. Forza Horizon 5. Driving games always look amazing, and this one
beautiful.
Looks does not disappoint in that.
If only I cared about driving games, but man, is that like a tech showcase right there.
Oh yeah, they're always fun. Like that was like the first game I picked up for my Xbox One was Forza Horizon, and yeah, it was awesome. I played it for like 2 days though, and I never touched it again. But it was awesome, just driving through a couple places.
Yeah. And then Xbox ended with, I think there was a new game from Bethesda. It was called Redfall.
Yeah.
I just put it on here because it was their show closer, but it didn't really leave much of an impression on me.
It seems like it's Left 4 Dead with vampires.
With vampires?
Yeah, that's what it seems like it's going to be, so.
But I don't know. Something just didn't click with me to it. I don't know if it's the like sense of humor or the style or something. I don't know, the concept, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Nothing grabbed me about it. It's not that it looks bad, but
yeah. So I don't know. Anyway,
just too many games. Yep.
Square Enix.
Really not much to talk about, but I mean, the first 15 minutes of their presentation was all on Guardians of the Galaxy. It was a bit much than was needed to be shown, but they definitely showed it. And it looks decent, but something about it doesn't quite grab me either. I feel like they captured the tone well, but at the same time, it doesn't quite match what the gameplay is, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of the time the characters are like walking and talking, but they're so like over the top when all your character is actually doing is just like walking around. So there feels like a little disconnect there to me.
I think I saw the first like 2 minutes of this press, and then I put my phone down and didn't watch the rest of it.
Yeah.
I know that so the big thing was the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. Mm-hmm. And I believe, did I hear right that they're pulling the the originals, and they're gonna make the remasters or something like that available instead? Like they're not gonna sell the like Final Fantasy 1 through 6 original anymore. They're gonna sell these instead.
Oh, I did not hear that.
I don't know. That sounds like
that would be spicy.
Yeah, I feel like I heard something about that.
I think all I really heard about this was they said this was like coming to phones or something, and people were like, "So where's the Switch? Please release this to the Switch, right?" And they just no comment.
Yeah, so this is from a website, Rock Paper Shotgun, for whatever that's worth. But it says,
Monster Cookie Attack, do it.
To make way for the upcoming Final Fantasy 1 through 6 pixel remasters, the current versions of Final Fantasy 5 and 6 will be pulled off Steam later this month. Since these are ugly mobile ports, it's safe to say they won't be missed.
That's true. So, I do remember them being the like ugly versions.
But they will no longer be available as of July 27th, so 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But
to
anyway.
its credit, this is like the right way to remaster them. What it looks like they're doing, like keeping the integrity of the pixel art.
Yeah.
So
cool.
And then the new game that they showed, a new Final Fantasy game, a Final Fantasy action game called Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. It looks absolutely awful. I imagine it's so much cooler in my head, and it looks so dumb.
Speaking of dumb, Intellivision Amico.
Hey, you wanted to talk about hardware, Chad.
So,
there you go.
I'm not going to say much about this because, there's not much to say about it. The Intellivision Amico is a new Intellivision console, and if you don't know what an Intellivision is, look it up. It was the first console I ever owned. My mom owned it and played it the entire time she was pregnant with me. And everyone says that that's why I'm addicted to video games now. So maybe
that
not.
Little remote where you would slide in cards to tell you what buttons to play for the game.
So,
a little dial pad.
So you had a disc. You had a disc that was circular pad, and you had a 1 through 9 keypad. You had overlays that laid on top of it that would tell you which button corresponds with which movement.
It's kind of a cool controller for its time.
I personally loved it because it was something I played. Like, having the overlays as a kid was it was so cool. It was just it was so different than just like Nintendo or Atari. It was something
made
different.
Every game feel unique.
Yeah. And real quick, one of my favorite games, Beauty and the Beast on the Intellivision. So good. It's basically a Donkey Kong clone. Or it's King Kong is what it is, but you're climbing, there's barrels rolling down, there's paper airplanes that fly across that'll knock you down. It's a really fun game, and Masters of the Universe is really cool too. It was a fun game.
I love the Dungeons and Dragons one.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, that was
another. And Utopia. That game was
Utopia.
Sick.
Astro Smash was really cool, and Astro Smash is actually getting a remake on Intellivision Amico, which looks cool. But from everything that's being shown for the Intellivision, there's been a lot of drama that's come out of this Intellivision Amico. If you are on Twitter or follow any of the retro gaming scenes, if you want a quick recap, just go to Pat Contry's Twitter and look at everything going on there, because they kind of have a feud with the CEO Tommy Tallarico, and it's very entertaining and pretty ridiculous. So, but the console itself, I'm interested in the fact, because this should appeal to me because the Intellivision was my first console and I loved it. Mm-hmm. It's so expensive.
That's the thing. I thought it looked pretty cool. And then I looked at the price. I was no.
It was supposed to be when it was first announced. I believe it was supposed to be $150, which is okay, not bad. It's okay, not bad. But it just leaked that the hardware is it leaked in the sense that there was a developer PDF with all the system specs on their website, and a reporter got a hold of it and pushed it out, but it wasn't password protected, so it's not really a leak if it wasn't it was literally on their public website. So anyway, a reporter from Ars Technica leaked it in a thing, and it basically says it's an old Snapdragon processor, which is processors that were used in cell phones from 2016. So it's $50, if that, for building the system.
That's how much it should cost, man.
Yeah. So it's
no offense. These look like little mobile games.
They are. A lot of them are. Seriously, follow up on the Twitter thing I told you about. Listen to the CU podcast. That's the podcast I listen to all the time. Pat Contry and Ian Ferguson. They pretty much weekly have something come up from this Intellivision Amico, and every game that like comes out or is coming out is basically a mobile game that's already out or of mobile quality. The biggest game they have is that they're supposed to be getting the sequel to Earthworm Jim, the next sequel. That's the big sell, but they've shown no gameplay of it. And this console is supposed to come out in October, and they've shown nothing. Like, they've shown the demo,
like $250 to $300.
And also, like I said, listen to their podcast. They break it all down. I'm not taking any credit for any of this stuff, but like, they apparently like Photoshop the controller and the images in the E3 presentation. Like, if you look at it, like when the people are playing the games, it's apparently Photoshop. It's a mess. And then there's just, like I said, there's a big feud between them on Twitter, and it's pretty crazy. But honestly, like, everything they say is I completely agree with. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, there's not a market for this console. Like, the market should be me, because, you know, I'm not technically old enough for the Intellivision, but it was my first console. I have nostalgia for it because of that.
The market,
like, you got your
designed it wrong. Like,
you got your Intellivision. You said you got it from your grandma, and you offered it to me because I was like, "That's so cool. I don't have an Intellivision anymore. I want it." But like, so I should be interested in this, but not for the price point. There's no way.
No.
Maybe if I find it on clearance for $50 or $20 down the road.
That's the thing, yeah. Like they should have had the mindset, like, this is a classic system. People are gonna want this, or people like who bought the NES Classic or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's the price point you should aim for. That's the level of tech you should aim for.
Well, they have those already. They have the Intellivision and Atari flashback systems.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they made those, and
what the hell was this?
but the thing is that like there's just too much with this, and like I said, it's supposed to come out in October, and it's already been delayed like 2 or 3 times, so it's a mess. I'd be shocked if it even comes out at this point. Or if it's going to come out and it's like the Atari VCS that just came out too, if you didn't know what that was. That's Atari made a new console. It was essentially a gaming PC in a Atari video computer system case with a wood paneling and stuff like that. And apparently, like, even as a console or as a computer, it's Seth Macy from IGN did a review on it. I think it was Seth Macy that did a review of it.
Oh my gosh,
and
how did I miss that?
Yeah, it's garbage. They gave it like a 4 or 5 out of 10. And I think, and that even the people said, they were like, that's like pretty generous giving it that. So anyway, that's too much time spent on television.
We did spend on.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Let's get to the real hardware Chad wants to talk about. We only got 2 more developers, of which one we're going to quickly skip. Capcom. They showed us absolutely nothing new. However, I don't think we've talked about this game since our last podcast. So, real quick, if you did not hear the announcement for the great Ace Attorney Chronicles, you should, because, yes, more Ace Attorney. These are the 2 Ace Attorney games set in like Victorian London that were never released outside of Japan. They're finally coming here. I can't wait. It comes out actually the end of this month. I've got it pre-ordered. I'm so excited.
Nice. And they also have, this isn't the one that has the collection, right, of the Phoenix Wright series? The 1 through 6 collection?
Yeah, no. This is just the 2...
Just the 2 remasters from the
games
remakes
that we never got.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
There was a bundle, I think, in Japan that was coming with this and the original trilogy.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought there was something that was similar.
But that was Japan only. And yeah, there's no word yet of Phoenix Wright 4 through 6 coming as a new collection, but that was rumored in the Capcom leak way back when, so maybe that will be down the road after this. Which is fine. Chad needs to play those games after he finishes he's got so much Phoenix Wright to play.
I have so much everything to play. So
but yeah, I can't wait. Oh, and the best part about these games is the main detective, Sherlock Holmes, is called Herlock Sholmes.
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember seeing that.
If that doesn't sell you, yeah, I don't know what will.
That's pretty great. So, all right, well, on to Nintendo. We already did our live reaction during the Direct.
Yeah, so we don't need to say too much more about these games unless you have any, like, deeper thoughts after letting the reactions settle.
The only thing I'm ready is that Metroid Dread. I got my pre-order for the special edition.
You got the special box.
Dude, I don't know if you got this, but apparently Walmart did a price match or something, and
I saw you lucky punks who got that.
Yeah, but I'm kind of scared that it's gonna get canceled now. So, because it went from $90 to like $51. It was like a $40 price drop, which is great. I'm all for it. I got the email saying I got it, but I'm totally afraid it's gonna get canceled now.
I got it pre-ordered at Target, so I did not get that. Although I do get my 5% Target discount.
There you go. So
at least I got $4 off. I don't know.
Yeah. So I got that. I'm happy for that. And I also pre-ordered, which I didn't think I was going to, but I pre-ordered the Zelda Game & Watch. So it can go with the Mario Game & Watch.
Which you found in store.
Which I also got because it popped up like half off on Twitter. It was on Best Buy, so
nice.
Something like that. I think it was like 30. Cool. It's like $30 or something like that. So I grabbed it.
The Zelda one does look cooler than the Mario one, if only because it has like 3 different Zelda games on it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I thought this one had more than just Mario 1 and Lost Levels on it, but I didn't pay attention to that.
Besides the Juckle.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. I thought it was cool. I figured if I was gonna get the Zelda one, I should get the Mario one too. So
yeah.
Pre-order that, and then Breath of the Wild 2 is not coming out this year, and we'll see if it comes out next year.
Yep. I hope so.
Yeah, I don't have much more to say about Nintendo unless you do.
I think the only other game I will mention a little more, because I don't think I gave it enough credit during the React, was WarioWare Get It Together. Looks pretty cool, actually. Like, upon closer inspection, I watched a little more during the Treehouse, and it looks pretty fun. You basically like pick different characters to play each of the microgames with, each like set of microgames, and every character that you choose to play the microgames controls differently, and you don't get to choose which of the 3 characters you play as at any given moment. So you pick 3 characters and it randomly selects one for each microgame as you go. So I think that's a really cool way of keeping you on your toes, because you have to react not only to the microgame, but what character you suddenly are playing with. And you're going to want to like try to find that like perfect set of characters that work well for that particular set of microgames you're playing with, so that you can get a high score. And I think that adds a lot of really cool replayability.
That's cool.
Plus, you can do co-op with it, which is fun.
I actually never played any of the WarioWare games.
Oh my gosh, you would love the WarioWare games.
Yeah, I'm sure I would. I maybe I played it on Wii, but
the Wii one was okay. It was pretty fun, but
yeah,
the best ones are all the handheld ones.
Yeah,
like Game Boy Advance one, the Twisted one, and WarioWare Touched was amazing.
Yeah, I never played any of those. So, but I've heard they're a lot of fun. So maybe I'll check this one out when it comes up. That way we can at least play co-op. So,
and it definitely looks like it has like the classic WarioWare feel to it, which is good, because sometimes WarioWare gets a little experimental and those are just okay. This one looks more like getting back to its roots, the good stuff. So
yeah. All right.
That's all.
So with that said, the Nintendo Switch Pro was not announced, but the Nintendo Switch OLED was announced.
The SWOLD.
So, this is the exact same Switch that is currently already out, except it has a 7-inch OLED screen, a little bit of better enhanced audio. I guess the speakers are actually like front directional now instead of like back directional.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. The kickstand is like a Microsoft Surface tablet, which is the entire bottom flips out, which is cool. Definitely, yeah, that's really nice. Good, better support.
And usable kickstand.
It has 64 gigs of internal storage instead of 32 gigs of internal storage, and built-in Ethernet port in the dock, which removes one of the USB ports on the dock.
That's on the inside.
Yeah. I was actually curious when I first heard that. I was like, well, how are you going to use your GameCube adapter then? And then I was like, on the side. You got the two on the side next to each other. So yeah, I was thinking they were both in the back for some reason. I haven't touched my Switch in a while. So, anyway, it actually pre-orders went live today, July 15th.
Recording.
It's priced at $349 and it'll come out October 8th. $50 more. I wish it was just $300, but I was still tempted to get it at $350 just because I have a launch Switch, and I think the white console looks really cool, the white and black mix, and I like the new dock. I think it looks really neat.
They are advertising it with Metroid Dread, which
makes
sense. I cannot unsee the enemy robot with the white Joy-Cons.
But it kind of looks just like this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have Super Nintendo Joy-Cons, and it looks very.
This.
Oh yeah. You have the same thing.
I have nice colorful buttons.
Yeah. So it's I don't need it. I made that decision today after, for one reason, I went to the eye doctor and, I had to pay a bunch of money for contacts and glasses, so didn't really think it was necessary to pre-order a $350 console that is just a screen upgrade at this point. So I held off. I actually did have a chance to get it. It was like, I clicked on the link and it was in my cart.
Most people had success by the looks of it.
Yeah. Like I had it in my cart. I could have checked it out, and I decided not to. So, which is for the best.
That close.
Yeah, could have done it, but didn't. So, we'll see. I mean, it's a shame that it doesn't have a better chipset, a new chipset, but I still think it looks really good. It's quality of life improvements in the console. Like I said, I have a version 1 Switch. I would love to mod it if I got another one, but I'm not going to do that, and I don't think it's worth it at the moment. So I'm actually going to skip our next bullet just to go into the next topic, the last topic.
Whoa. I don't get any opinions?
No. I got to skip it because they work together. Unless
any Switch OLED opinions.
Oh, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. No. I was jumping ahead. I got excited.
That's like, I'm not getting it. Next. I'm like, whoa. I mean, I know I'm not getting it either, but...
Sorry, that was unintended.
But, yeah, no, like, my gut reaction was like, at first, ooh, shiny, new, I want. And then I was like, I don't know. I don't really need this since I play like 80% docked. I just can't justify it.
Yeah, and I play most of my Switch handheld, so
it seems more targeted to you.
I think it would be worth. Like, I think it's worth it. Yeah. Like, honestly, I mean, I wish it was
for handheld players. Yeah,
I wish they just like, and maybe they will. Like, it would have been nice if they just discounted the original one and then made this the stock one. But
maybe.
I feel like eventually, when they sell out of all that stock, this will be the definitive Switch that's available. But will they drop it to 300? Probably not. and that's the thing. Like, I don't know, raising it $50 when, I don't know, it's kind of like, again, I was the reason why they can do it is because I was still like ready to buy it at $350. That's why they can do it. So I can't. I can't fault them.
Money.
I can't fault them for trying.
That's why they're doing it. I do find it curious that both with the Switch Lite and now the Switch OLED, how they are very much targeting handheld players and not really offering to the console experience. So
yeah,
I mean, maybe there's still a Switch Pro in the future for when closer to when Breath of the Wild 2 and Metroid Prime 4 come out, and they're just waiting till it's more appropriate.
I feel like at this point it's going to be a new Switch.
That's the thing. It's been such a long time since the Switch is released that it feels like that likelihood is passing.
Yeah.
Or like some iterative upgrade. It's going to be a bigger jump.
It'll be it'll be a Switch 2 with a Switch 2 version of Breath of the Wild 2. Just like every other console that comes out, the previous gen still gets it, but
like Zelda is the swan song and
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see, but
we'll see.
I mean, I get it. I mean, they made a huge success. They've got, an 85 million plus. I mean, I'm sure it's more than that now, but last numbers I remember hearing was like 85 million Switches, which is insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can't really fracture that base by making something more powerful, because then what's the point of, people aren't going to waste their time optimizing it for the old hardware. Like,
especially after the Wii U, I feel like they probably are kicking themselves for jumping to the Wii ship when it was so successful, and then onto a sinking ship. So
yeah, so it's interesting to see what happens with that. I think they'll probably just keep doing iterations of it. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense.
But now we can segue into the new topic, because they might have motivation to consider it.
Yes, and this got announced today. Valve is making a handheld device called the Steam Deck, which has a 7-inch LCD screen. It's still a 720p screen. Has Bluetooth that supports AirPods and headphones, which the Switch doesn't do.
Yep.
And it's basically a handheld PC. It's running SteamOS. You can wipe it and install Windows on it, they said. You can plug it into a USB-C dock and use it as a computer if you want. This
is basically the Switch Pro.
It's the Switch Pro. It's more powerful than the Switch. It's running a AMD chip. I forgot which one it was. I forgot what they said it was called. But Valve is making it. They're not going to skimp on it, like especially for like Steam and PC games. That's like their bread and butter. So it's starting at $399. So 4-year-old Switch with an OLED, or $50 more for a handheld PC. I'm inclined to try this. I want to get my hands on it and see how it feels. At a minimum, this could be a killer emulation device. At a minimum. I'm like, Steam for me, like, I play all the Valve games. They were showing Portal and all the trailers and stuff.
And like Portal and Control and Hades and stuff like that.
First-person shooters for me, they said it felt pretty good because it actually has gyro as well as a mouse touchpad underneath your thumb, underneath your thumbstick. So they said it was very accurate, where it felt more like you were playing with a mouse and keyboard in the sense of like being able to aim. So I don't know how that'll translate personally, because I love a mouse and a keyboard in a first-person shooter. Not a huge fan of it on console, but I don't know. I'm intrigued, just because, I mean, these devices exist. Like, there's a bunch of Chinese knockoff devices that are like handheld PCs,
Although all those cost like $800 or whatever.
Yeah, some of them are pretty pricey, and yeah, I mean, this coming from Valve, like, yeah, this, I don't think the Steam boxes really took off, but something like this, especially with the success of the Switch, and the price point is only $50 more than what Nintendo's offering now.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
64 gigabytes for some computer games is pretty small. I feel like
sure, but it also
want
has
at least mid-range one at a minimum.
But it has an SD slot on it as well.
That's true.
So you can
have some
always
SD
expand
cards
it.
at the ready.
You can get SD cards for it, or you can just go all out and get the NVMe SSD versions, which are priced, more expensive, but that base price at $400 is very tempting to at least check it out. But I mean, obviously I want to get my hands on it first at like hopefully a Micro Center, Best Buy, or somebody has some sort of demo unit.
I'm very curious about the ergonomics of it because the buttons look really high on it. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe it's comfortable. I'm sure it's not uncomfortable. They wouldn't design something like that, but I don't know. And it's like bigger than a Switch, which the Switch already feels like it's already as big as it should be. So
yeah,
how heavy is that going to feel, or how hot is it going to get? Things like that. I don't know. It's because it's basically like a little gaming laptop. Just those things can get hot.
yeah, for sure. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, my laptop is old. It's like really old. So it's kind of tempting to just grab one of these, even to just use as like a computer on the side. Just dock it, take it, dock it. I mean, that's the beauty of the Switch. So
you would have to buy a dock separately. They said it does not come with a dock.
It doesn't come with a dock. They're making their own. They're making their own dock for it, but you can use any third-party dock.
You need third party. You can pretty much just use cables and stuff too. I think
they basically said that anything you can do with a computer, you can do with this. And one of the questions IGN asked them was if it's VR compatible, and the guy was like, "It's not optimized for it, but it has everything you need to try it." So, like, it's just that's awesome. Like, it gives you the freedom. It gives you a device that gives you the freedom to do whatever you want on it. I mean, that's exciting. That's really cool because you're gonna have, your possibilities are endless.
They can figure out a way to get Game Pass work on it. That's
they said in that thing that you could install other stores on it. Mm-hmm. That you can access the other stores and stuff. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to.
At the very least, I bet they could through like the browser version of Game Pass
or Game Pass. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I don't know, that's awesome, and that definitely helps with me not getting the OLED Switch today because it's pretty cool. And again, I don't know if I will do it, but it'll be interesting to see when the final product comes out what it does, and if it helps people. I mean, let's be real here. Nintendo is always going to be king still because of their software.
Yeah, like, at the end of the day, it comes down to IP.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. But if I can start getting like Xbox games, like PS5 games, stuff like that, handheld, then or even my PS4 games or something like that. Even if I can use like if you can run Windows on it, you should be able to run like PS Remote Play on it. And if I can do PS Remote Play on a device like the Switch, then it's awesome. Like, I know I can do it on my phone right now, but like I was telling you, I didn't like the way it felt using like a phone mount on my controller. Didn't like the way it felt. So, but yeah, I know. Yeah, that's some good news that just came out today. That's really cool. I was excited to talk about that.
Definitely one of the craziest things I've seen in a long time.
It's got everything that everybody wants for the Switch Pro.
Yeah,
it really does. Like the Bluetooth support alone is like a huge feature.
Like, if Valve can like actually get serious about making games again, they could like try to step into the arena as a new competitor.
Well, considering mobile is like the new thing, like that's why the Switch is so successful, because it's
and
handheld market.
And we proved that Valve does know how to count to 3 because they are releasing 3 different models of this system. So come on, Valve, make us all those trilogies we want.
Yep. Oh man, a new Portal will be so good.
Give me a Portal 3, give me a Half-Life 3, give the fans a Team Fortress 3, make Left 4 Dead 3, just give us all the 3s.
Yeah. It'd be great. Left 4 Dead 3 is coming though this year. Back 4 Blood.
It is.
Back 4 Blood, #1 pick. It's gonna get 100. Perfect score. No, it's not.
It's gonna get way better than I initially thought at the beginning of the year. I'll give you that.
It's gonna get like an 82.
Maybe.
But yeah. Anyway. But all right. So do you want to talk about the PlayStation State of Play real quick, and then end this? I guess there's not much to say from that.
Not much. I think it's cool that there's Book 2 of Moss is finally coming out, although it seems like it's taking forever.
I heard Moss was fun. I never played it though. But I heard it was decent.
Moss was a really cool VR game for the PSVR. I thought it was very immersive and just gorgeous looking, but my one criticism of it was it's a very kind of short-lived game, especially a game that they were trying to price pretty highly. I think it was like $20 or $30, and it felt very short. Like it clearly felt like the rest of the chapters will make it feel like a full game, but once all that comes out, it's going to be like like $100 or more game.
Yeah.
Which I get it. VR is more expensive to develop for, and what they do is very quality stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be cool, but we'll see.
Yeah. The one game you don't have on the list here that I thought looks cool is Saifu.
Saifu. Yes. Saifu. I think that game looks cool. They showed that in a previous State of Play, and it looks cool still.
They did, yeah. And I feel, because I remember when this one started, it reminded me of I think this was the one where I was like, I thought it looked like a ninja Final Fight or something. I think this was the game. They showed a bunch of stuff in this one. I don't really remember.
The first trailer they showed of it, like back in a previous State of Play, it kind of reminded me of that fight scene in like all one hallway from what was it, Daredevil, where they filmed it all in one shot. I thought it was really cool. And now this new trailer, they're showing like your Saifu, every time he gets knocked down, like it fast forwards a few years and he's like wiser and stronger. And
yeah, it looks interesting. And then they just talked about the Death Stranding director's cut, which just came out. I think it just came out. And then
I don't recall what the date was for that.
Thought it just came out. I don't know. I've been seeing it pop up on Twitter a lot for deals and stuff.
I'm sure they're advertising it a lot. And I was surprised like how much content they seem to be adding for it. That's kind of cool.
And then they showed a lot for Deathloop, which I also picked up in our fantasy league. I have no idea what that's going to be like. I have no interest in that game whatsoever. But I don't know. It might be a bad pick, but we'll see. I needed something.
I'm not very optimistic about it.
Yeah.
And one reason for that, I just kind of realized a fundamental flaw in the gameplay. So one of the interesting premises of it is that one player plays as the main character who's trying to beat the game, and another player is like hunting that player during the game. Which is kind of cool, kind of like a weird PvP asymmetric kind of style. But how boring is it going to be for the player hunting the other player if that player just dies and they ended up doing nothing the entire time hunting? Like, well, I win, yay. That just seems disappointing to me, if that would be like something that could happen. And that kind of kills half the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll see, but hopefully they have a solution to that. if you're listening, developers, write that down.
Write this down. So, well, with that said, I think we're gonna call this a wrap. Quick episode ran through. We're caught up now, so maybe we can start getting back on our regularly scheduled programming. And tomorrow, Skyward Sword HD is coming out, so I will probably grab that. Yeah, for the collection at a minimum.
Oh, you know what I really forgot to mention was the Smash Brothers also.
What about Smash Brothers?
When they did the Tekken Presents, whatever.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that.
It's not much to talk about other than the Mii fighters deconfirmed a lot of other fighters that won't be it.
Shantae and
Dante, and what was it? Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. So none of those, which I know were some big names people were clamoring for. So
Shantae got music too with her though, so that
you
was
did get music. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So.
Although I'm disappointed they're not really doing any more like special Mii fighters because I thought those were really cool, like they did for Cuphead or Undertale.
Yeah, Cuphead was cool.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Well, no, that's good. I actually completely forgot about that because I didn't watch it because I think I'm kind of done with Smash.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun to see who they pick as last fighter, to see where this wild ride ends. That's all.
Yeah, I'll be interested.
And it's not going to be one of those characters now. So.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what it is, and I think the next time I play Smash is like the next time I actually have people over. So, which might be soon. Might be doing something. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Little housewarming Smash party.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. With that said, as always,
happy gaming, everybody.
Woo. See you guys later. Enjoy. Stay safe. Peace.